you're looking to grow your audience this year and you don't do this one critical thing, it will cost you tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in the long run. Because listen, the online game has shifted and changed dramatically the past couple of years. It's no longer enough to have a huge audience of just random lurkers and followers who have no connection to your brand or your business. Instead, what you want to do is use this one strategy to actually build up a loyal following of people who care about your business and will buy your products. And so in this clip from our recent Content to Customers episode, we unpacked this one strategy and give you super practical ideas plus a story about someone who built their audience to over 1 million followers and didn't get any sales because she missed this one critical step. Coming up. So I'm always in masterminds. I'm always trying to learn and level up my game because everyone in business at every stage needs a coach and a mentor. All the people that you guys see that are successful in the business space, they all have coaches, they all have mentors. They're all working with people who give them ideas and help them to grow. And one of one of my colleagues in the digital marketing space, he always tells this story, and I love this story. He talks about this influencer who grew. She was an Instagram model. And so she grew her accounts to over 2 million followers. Guys, that's just ridiculous. You know the percentage of Instagram accounts that have 2 million followers? So of course you can imagine the type of content that it was, but here's the important part. She went to launch merch. She went to monetize her actual content directly for the first time. And so she went on stories and she announced it to everybody. And she said, guys, my merch line is coming out. Here's where you can order. So she only needed 30 orders in order to go to production, meaning this was, a test launch for her. And so she wanted to be able to, give enough business to the manufacturer. And so they brokered a deal, 30 orders to go to production. How many orders do you think she made with 2 million followers? Let me know in the comments. Charmaine says 5. Rosa says none. JG says 0. How many orders do you think, guys, with 2 million followers? Jennifer says 10. Ooh, these are good. 303,000. Okay, good. 2, her friend and a mom. Viren says 10,000. So good. She made 0 sales. So some of you guys guessed right. She made 0 sales, guys. You know what is 0 sales? The embarrassment of not even being able to go to production after you have built a massive audience. And so this goes to show you what we talked about in day 1. This is the reason why brands are shifting their influencer deals. They're doing business with micro and nano influencers. This is why celebrities are not getting the deals that they used to. Why? Because they're not building relationship. This person had put on a ton of pictures and had gone on reels and showed people her fabulous life, but she hadn't actually related to her people. That's exactly what happened to me as well when I started in 2015 at a much smaller scale, right? I did get 3 sales, so I got more sales than the 2 million a 2 million follower girl. And at the time, my audience was much, much smaller. But it just goes to show you guys that relationship is everything. And so let's talk about some ways that you build relationship through your content. Number 1 is, of course, you add value through the content map. And we talked about offering answers instead of information. Super important. That's the number 1. That's foundational. But what are some other practical things that you can do? So you want to be able to build relationship with your people as much as you can in an interpersonal way. And you have already probably experienced this yourself, especially if you're on platforms like Facebook and Instagram and some TikTok too. But having relatability with your audience is going to look different for different brand models. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of a couple ideas for those of you who have service-based businesses. What you want to do is you want to be able to be on stories. If someone is going to hire you, and you're going to be offering the service, so good to be on stories, show behind the scenes, talk about what you're doing, and just be a real person, be relatable, show face. That's so key. If you're in the product-based space, if you can at all show your face, if you can be courageous, right? This is why we encourage Tanya to do that with Colux. It's like, hey, we want to see who's behind the brand. That is building relationship. If you can talk about your values, right? What do you stand for? Have something that you stand for. If you don't stand for anything, you're probably going to stand for nothing, right? It's like you're not going to be able to connect. Your message is going to be a little vanilla. So talk about the things that you like. And this can be faith. This might be, the fact that you love honesty and integrity, the fact that you are fun and jovial, and maybe you care about specific things. Tell your audience who you are and what you stand for. This is so important to do. And you can do this in a variety of ways, right? You could do it in a stealth way where you're just kind of showing behind the scenes of what you do. So for example, we're big on faith, right? Chris told you that here. So we'll have some Christian music playing. I will share a Bible verse on my stories. And so my audience knows like what our values are, like what do we stand for, that we don't have to be like in your face about it, but they know. And these are connection points. These are relational points, because what happens is when you, and this can be something simple, right? We're talking about values first, and we're going to also talk about being personable, but this can be something simple. You could be like, oh, I'm faith-based too. Or, oh, I really enjoy nature, and I love being outdoors, and I love, eating healthy food. Maybe, Cindy Rubino is here. And so she is going to connect with her audience over the fact that there are some issues in our food system, right? We're having some issues in our food system where it's not the highest quality, most nutritious food. And so there's going to be some values associated with her brand where they believe in high quality, nutritious food that is locally sourced. They believe in supporting farmers. What do you believe in? What are some of the values that you have? Communicate that with your audience. And so another way that you can actually build relationship is to go live. For those of you who are service-based, for those of you who are expert-based, this is a very, very strong strategy that you could be using. And even for those who have products, guys, if you can go live, have you seen the amount of things that people sell on TikTok just going live? I mean, it's mind blowing. I was actually talking to Tanya the weekend before about this. I was like, what? So we were talking about strategy and like what she was going to do with her brand and how she was going to set up, her shop and all of this. And she was like, Kim, have you seen how many people are selling on TikTok? And I'm like, yes, it's insane. I mean, literally, there will be people on TikTok who are just going live with like what is it called? ASMR music. And people will just like, send them, I don't know what they're called. I'm not a huge TikTok person. I think Chris helped me out here. I think they're like credits or coins or something like that. And I'm like, what the heck is happening? This is crazy. In fact, Chris watches this creator, JD from New York. Chris is a big wrestling fan. And so he watches this creator, and it's unbelievable to me how much he makes off of his super chats on YouTube just by being live, just by creating that connection, just showing face. So relationship, right, is so important. That's your first money strategy. That's your first selling strategy. Go live if you can, build relationship, talk about your values, figure out how to be a real person. The second thing, and this kind of goes hand in hand with it, is to talk about what you do. And this, I love calling this stealth selling. A lot of us are just not talking about what we do enough. And so one of the things that I want you to remember is that just by telling people what you're up to, you're stealth selling. In fact, I do this in stories all the time. You'll see that I'm talking about our one-on-one coaching program. I'm talking about the business lounge. I'm reminding the members inside the business lounge, hey guys, we're going live for this workshop. Can't wait to see you there. For content to customers, my stories and Chris's stories, they're full of, hey, we're going live now. This is what we're going to talk about. And I don't always have links. I don't always, tell them, go sign up here. But what I'm doing is I'm showing them that I have something to offer. I'm showing them that there's a relationship. And so for those of you who have expert business models and service business models, this is huge for you. Just talk about what you do. What's going to happen is that people are going to start DMing you, or they're going to go to your website chat, or they're going to send you an email, or they're going to chat you on Facebook Messenger. And they're going to ask, hey, would this work for me? Hey, do you guys deliver in this address? Hey, do you have this product in silver? Questions. You're building curiosity loops. And these curiosity loops are so powerful when it comes to your selling. In fact, I'm going to give you a ninja strategy here. For those of you who have, actually, this works for every business model. I'm even thinking about Cindy, who has an incredible food delivery service. She's the example I talked to you guys about, where it's local produce from farmers. And so one of the things that you should do is recommend things that are outside of what you sell. Right? If you have a really cool tool, a really cool resource, a book, a product, something that you think your audience would benefit from, talk to them about it. I do that all the time. You'll notice that's part of my strategy on my YouTube channel, right? I talk about Trello. I'm not affiliated with Trello. I don't make any affiliate commissions from Trello. They should give me affiliate commissions, but they don't. So they're lost. And then I talk about Full Focus Planner all the time. I talk about friction pens. I talk about all the tools and the products that I use. I show you guys behind the scenes of how I use my iPad, and I gave you a ton of tools. What happens when I'm giving you my unbiased opinion about something else, right, that you could benefit from? When you go and try it, and of course, this needs to be something that you actually believe in. This is something that you love and you want to recommend. It creates a loop of like, oh, I trust this person. It's like talking to your best friend. This is what you do. Oh my gosh, you have to check out this new app or this new meal delivery service. It's like blowing my mind. People trust third-party reviews. And so when you actually ever so often recommend something that is not something you sell, you're building that curiosity loop. You're building that trust. And so when it's time for you to sell your thing and present the thing that you want to sell, now people are already used to, oh my goodness, Kim recommended that Full Focus Planner and changed my life. Oh my goodness, Kim recommended Trello and it changed my life. What she has to offer has to be really good too. Imagine how good it is, right? So that's the sales psychology. Are you guys getting this? Is this because it's like clicking with you guys? You got quiet in the chat. It makes me nervous, but I know it's like,
I saw a little bit of freak out when you said live. Just know
okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Pro tip.
One strategy.
Yeah, that's a pro tip. There's other ways to build relationship. I mentioned the podcast. It's also a way to build deep relationship. The key is this: you build those relational aspects into whatever content you're doing. Live, nothing beats live. But if that scares the living crap out of you right now, start with what feels more comfortable.
Yeah.
Podcasting is a great place to start. Right. You can sit in the closet and turn off all the lights and just talking to a
and
microphone.
that's exactly not have to get comments.
Started. Yeah. I was terrible. Even being an extrovert, I was terrible on video. Awful. It's so weird. I'm like looking at a teleprompter right now, not at people. So you can start with a podcast. Just get yourself acclimated. If it scares the crap out of you to grab this thing and hit live, totally understand that. So you want to work up to
baby
that
steps.
point. Yeah.
I love steps.
And
thank you for bringing that up.
You can, right? Like we said, we're not chasing platforms, guys. We're chasing your people. So where are your people? Where are they on the internet? You don't have to do TikTok if you hate TikTok. You don't have to do Facebook if you hate Facebook. Do what works for your people and bring your values in to build that relationship, no matter how you do that.
And so, familia, I hope that you enjoyed that clip from our recent Content to Customers workshop. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. We'd love to do a follow-up episode soon. And tell me, what was your biggest takeaway? How are you going to actually use relationships in the new year to build a loyal following that's not necessarily super gigantic, but you can actually go deep with a group of people that actually care about your business and what you are trying to build. Thank you for watching. Un beso, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.